So here's 10 tips that'll make your first cruise a lot better. So here we are on our first cruise ever because it's our 26th wedding anniversary, and we decided to do a cruise after 26 years of never doing it, right? Yep. And we've noticed a few things that would make it a lot easier for the first time cruiser if they know this going into it. So we want to share our top 10 things that may make your cruise a little easier if you know these things going in.
Okay, lesson number one that we learned the hard way from experience. When you come on board, they're handing out drinks left and right, and those cost. They're not free. They're not just rolling out the red carpet for you to welcome you on board. So unless you want to purchase it or you've already purchased your drinks for the cruise, make sure that you say no thank you.
So the sell and sign card is a big deal because you're going to use it everywhere throughout on the boat, when you get off the boat, when you get back on the boat. But when we first got on the boat, we weren't sure exactly how we're supposed to access a room, how we're supposed to do anything.
We didn't even know what a sell and sign card was.
No, when we started finding out about the sell and sign card, we're trying to connect to Wi-Fi, which we paid for, and it was telling us that we had to key in this number and that we didn't have this number on anything. Well, it ends up all that information was on your sell and sign card. And for us, like most people, I believe, it didn't show up until we got to our room, and there's a sealed envelope in what's I would consider like a mailbox right outside your room, a box. And that card is in there along with important information about your events for the next day. If you've done excursions, tickets are going to be there in a sealed envelope, things of that nature. So look for that in your box. Don't panic. We weren't really panicking, but I was like, I don't know. I don't remember getting that email. I don't remember. I'm like, what? I don't know. I don't remember that number. And so it ends up all of it's there. They take good care of you.
Another great tip that I actually read online before we came on our cruise is that most staterooms only have one outlet. And that scared me a little bit because we have a lot of things we charge, and I also have things I use for my hair. So I brought a power strip, not a surge protector. I was told that was a no-no, so I don't know, because I just brought a power strip, and we were able to charge all of our devices and do the hair and everything because it was true. There's only one outlet per stateroom.
This may seem silly, but mornings are amazing on the cruise ship. Nobody gets up early for some reason. We're not late night partiers, so mornings were big for us. I mean, we're up at 6, 7 at the latest, and you can have the ship to yourself. Now, a lot of things are still closed, but you can get breakfast, most likely. There's various things you can do, but the good thing is you can take in the scenery without anybody right next to you. The sunrise, the ocean, amazing, amazing stuff. So mornings are, in my opinion, where it's at on the cruise ship.
Another handy tip that we had read online that we actually used and benefited from was to bring clips on the cruise with us so that they could clip onto our lounge chairs and hold our towels on to keep them from blowing away. And also you can use them for your wet things, to hang them on the clothesline that's in your shower or on your balcony on your chairs, even though you may not supposed to do that.
Right.
It works great. Be prepared to walk and walk and walk and walk and walk and walk. And there are elevators, but we rarely got to use one.
Yeah.
Too many people.
Yeah. At certain times of the day, you just can't get on them.
So lots of exercise circles were filled.
Yes, for sure. So, but it's not a bad thing.
No, because we ate ice cream cones.
Right. So there you go. And they're everywhere. So it may seem silly, but a battery charger is a good thing to have on any trip. But when you go to cruise and you find yourself in the town or the stop that you're going to make, chances are good you're not going to have any kind of power or anything like that. You'll be fortunate to even have Wi-Fi or a cell signal. But it's nice to have those battery chargers that are charged up and ready to go so that you can plug your phone into. It's a very good thing to have any trip, but especially a cruise when you go into port somewhere and you don't have access to power. So one of the things that we discovered is that you can bring your own drinks. They have to be in cans. They can't be glass, can't be plastic. It has to be cans, and it has to be 12 ounces or smaller. Even though we drink mainly water, we do enjoy a few things in cans like a Perrier or stuff like that. And as long as you're bringing a reasonable amount, you can pack them in your luggage, you carry them with you. and bring them onto the ship. So that being said, though, you need to know that the refrigerator in your room is not really a refrigerator. In our experience, it is really just a cooler. But obviously they'll bring you as much ice as you can stand. So there's that, and we would take our ice, stick it in the fridge, and then kind of use it just like you would an Igloo cooler or a Yeti or whatever. Maybe not quite as good as a Yeti, but nonetheless, that's what you need to have on your mind when you're thinking refrigerator in my room. It's really just a cooler.
Another important tip is to download the app. It is the secret to everything. It is how you know what's happening, where it's happening at, how you find your way around the ship, and it's also your menus for when you go to dine in your dining room. They didn't have paper menus for us. We had to actually pull it up on our phone.
Right.
And I particularly enjoyed looking up right after my meal. I look up the next day's menu to already know what I'm going to eat the next
No
day.
joke.
It's important.
Right, it's very important. So download the app. It's very, very important to
It's
have.
the key to everything.
Yes, it is. So just a couple bonus tips. One is take in every show that you can because they're all amazing. Every show that you can on the boat, that is, take them all in because they're great. Every one that we've went to has been really good. And there's a variety of different things, live music to more dramatical things, or even bingo or whatever is up your alley. Take them in. They're really fun. And then the other thing is, as she alluded to earlier, everything's not free, but just make sure you know that if you go wander in a restaurant and order a big steak thinking it's free, it may not be, because there's several restaurants on board that cost you. Now, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of food, there's plenty of free things to do, activities, food, all those things. There's no reason you will go hungry. There's no reason you're not going to have something to do the entire time you're here. But about 25% or so of a revenue of the cruise ship, it comes from things that they sell on the boat. That's a huge chunk of money. So you need to know that coming in. Buy all you want to, but then again, to be prepared for it.